WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys, and I have a bourbon you cannot buy in America. Rock Town, yes, you can buy Rock Town, but no, you cannot buy the Berry Brothers and Rudd, R-U-D-D, not Red, Berry Brothers and Rudd single cask. Now, the interesting thing is that it says here, product of USA, bottled in the UK. So they either took the barrel over to the UK and bottled it there. Don't forget we have 700 milliliter bottles here. You have 750 in America. We can now import 750 milliliters into the USA, but it's still officially not allowed to import 750 into Europe. So we can import 700 milliliters into the USA now. Canada can do both. All right, so I'm not really sure if they had a tote. A tote is basically a 1,000-liter little plastic container that you can move around with a forklift, or if they just took the whole barrel over here. So I don't know. Whiskybase number 185712, 129 euros for a 4-year-old single barrel from the Rock Town Distillery of Little Rock, Arkansas. Remember the Mr. Bill Clinton, his hometown. This was distilled 2016, bottled 2021, cask number 805, and we have 55.8% ABV. As I said, it's only available in Europe. Interesting. How many bottles? I don't know. I'm going to guess between 220 and 250 maybe. I do have something that's very similar here. What do you mean with similar? Jason, but it's Wilderness Trail. It was made in Kentucky, not Arkansas. Well, it's a wheated. It's a single barrel. It was produced 2016. It was bottled 2021. And it has 50 instead of 55.8%. So this is going to be my comparison whiskey now. Over here in Germany, we're going to pay about 70 euros for this. So I have to, the prices are changing at the moment. So it's 72 euros. This still has the 25% tariffs on it. So take off 25%, add 15% more for logistics at the moment. I and my partners, I'm called n10bourbons.com in the UK, import this into Germany. So I'm not totally unbiased here. And we will have our next supply of this in April. So it should be on the ship by the end of February, I hope. Basically sold out over here in Germany at the moment now. I only have a few individual cases for the whiskey fairs if they ever happen again. The last two have been canceled. Fun fact, did you know that 95% of all bourbon that is sent to Germany from Kentucky is not in glass? What do I mean? It's bulk. That means it's either in these big containers or it's in the totes. 95% of all bourbon from Kentucky is sent to Germany, and 90% is sent to all of Europe in bulk. Bam! It just blew my mind. 50% maybe, 60% wow, 70% hope not, 95%. So if we look at all these bottles over here, some of these probably did not arrive, were not bottled over in Kentucky or in the US. They were all bottled over here in Europe. That is weird, and that's what happened to this. This was bottled in the UK. And then it made its way over here to Germany and has been offered. Originally, I did not buy this. I saw this about 4 weeks ago online. It was like, oh, that looks interesting. Rock Town, yay. I've had a couple of those from the past. Some were good, some were not so good. They were all young and so on. And it was like, okay, I'm going to buy it. Wait, it's 129 euros. I can get an Elijah Craig and a Booker's for that price over here. Okay, no. And we have a nice little German-speaking WhatsApp group called Bourbon Talk. And these guys started talking about this bottle. I was like, this is one of the best bottles I've had in a long time. And this person said, yeah, I had a sample as well. It was fantastic. And another person said, wow, I was really impressed by it as well. And it's like, okay, good. FOMO, fear of missing out. Click, click, click. I bought it. And here we have it now on the table, and I'm going to try it. So, Rock Town Distillery was founded here by a guy named, what was his name here? Wasn't it on here? Phil Brandon. That was 2010. Now, every single time I look at their website, I just kind of go, well, they're not really one of the big boys. I don't mind that in a very, very type of condescending manner. I mean, 2015, Jim Murray, Whiskey Bible, declared Rock Town Distillery to be the micro distillery of the year. So there's something going on right here. 2010, it was founded. Basically, Phil Brandon was unemployed and he took out a small business loan and bought his still and set up the thing basically downtown Little Rock. And since then, it's worked. And what I mean is they're not one of the big boys, is I have not seen very many indications of any type of expansion. It's almost the feeling that they're still making the same products they made 10 years ago, basically, and there hasn't been much of a rollout into different markets. Now, there is a Rock Town Arkansas bourbon. There is a 4-grain sour mash straight bourbon. There is a bottled and bond bourbon. There is a straight rye whiskey. There's a straight barley whiskey, which I think is interesting. There's a straight chocolate malt bourbon. There is a straight golden promise bourbon. And there is a hickory smoked bourbon. And for the last 10 years, there have been anniversary bourbons. So we've had single malts, and we've had ryes, and we've had some type of straight bourbons, and so on. There's been a lot of different things they've done here. And that's very, very nice. So they won gold medals at competitions, and so on and so on. I don't know. If I'm ever in Little Rock, I would go visit them. Now, the important thing is the whiskey here. All right, let's take a look at the colors. To be honest, Little Rock and the Wilderness Trail are almost the same. For my little eyes here, I would say the Little Rock is a hue darker. All right, so I don't even know how long it's spent in the UK. It might have only spent the couple of weeks it needed to be bottled, and might have been in UK for a longer time, for years. Who knows? Because bourbon can still age outside of America. Irish whiskey, as soon as it leaves the country of Ireland, it is no longer aging. So we actually have in Germany a barrel someone took from Ireland. We're not allowed to do that anymore, but they took it before it was official and brought it to Germany and let it mature for a further 18 years, actually. I think it was 8 or 12 or 18 years. I don't think it was 18 in total. It was 12 plus 6. So it was 6 there and 12 here, I think. And so it's a 6-year-old whiskey, even though it's an 18-year-old product. Scotch cannot mature outside of Scotland and so on, but American bourbon can, apparently, all right? Now, I love this nose. This nose is fabulous. I get a nice, I get honey. I get a little bit of a marshmallow here. I get some fruitiness, and I get some nice caramel. Now, the official tasting notes on the back here says, the nose is phenomenal. I love how self-conscious they are. Encompassing everything from warm honey, hot banana bread, and dark chocolate to fruity orange zest and freshly brewed coffee. I don't get the coffee. I dislike coffee, and therefore I'm happy I don't get it. All right, so it's a master class in bourbon. Those are some big words, ladies and gentlemen. And they might be right. This is really good. Now, if I go over here to the Wilderness Trail, the Wilderness Trail does not have that honey. It does not have that caramel. It has a little tiny bit of a mineral type of moment going on here. And it's a little bit of, we have light honey and we have dark honey. And this is the dark honey and this is a little bit of a light honey. It's good. This is actually better. And don't forget, I import this over to Germany. So I don't import this. This is very, very nice. 55.8%. Cheers. I am normally not a big fan of wheated whiskeys. I'm not a big fan of Maker's Mark. I'm not a big fan of Pappy. I'm not a big fan of Weller. The only wheated whiskey that I really like is the Maker's Mark 46. I really love this, Private Select and so on. Fabulous stuff. All right, but the Wilderness Trail products. Nah, this one I really like. This one, all right. So just not doing it for me, that wheated moment. But this does it for me. Oh, wow. And it's got a tiny, tiny little of a pepper, a white pepper at the end without overdoing it. It's just like you peppered your meat a little bit and it has that extra flavor there. It's almost juicy. It's succulent. It's honey. It's thick. It's a master class in bourbon. I'm going to give this whiskey a B. I do not give B's lightly. I do not give A's very lightly, but this is a B whiskey. This is amazing. I really like it. 129 euros. As I said, over here I can buy an Elijah Craig and a Booker's for that price. Now, I know in the States often $100 is the new normal price, but over here, not yet. This is going to be 60 some. I could buy 2 of these for 1 of these later on, all right? With a new shipment probably. And therefore, I'm going to give this whiskey a C. A C is if you can, if you want to, buy it. Now, my question of the day is, imagine you had, I'm going to say $150. You had $150 burning a hole in your pocket and you had to buy bourbon. What would you buy? You can't buy Pappy for $150. So, but you can maybe find a Stag. They're no longer Stag Junior. We can't. Over here, we only have in secondary market at the moment, auction sites. Stag's going for 180 euros. Over here at the moment, we have Knob Creek 9-year-old, 50%, $25. It's amazing. I could actually buy 5 Knob Creeks, 9-year-old, 100 proof bottles for 1 of these. What would you do? What would you do with 150? I can't even do math. It's 6 bottles, actually. All right, so I did the German with the euros. I could buy 6 bottles of Elijah Craig 9-year-old for 1 of these. Just amazing how cheap the Knob Creek is and how expensive this is. This is just great. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this for a moment because I've tried this and I'm sorry, this is better. So, it's a little bit left from my video a moment ago. I have something from Texas. I have Lone Elm. I don't know if you've ever had Lone Elm before. I like Lone Elm. And it's a small batch. There is a single barrel. Don't know where that is. I think it might be empty. But this is a straight wheat whiskey. So it's 51% minimum wheat. It's only 90 proof, only 45%. But this has that Texas sun. Now, on the nose, I still prefer this more. This has that bourbon moment, that a little bit more of the pecan honeyed tobacco moment going on here. And this has a little bit of a honeyed moment just going on. I like more. All right. Wow, good stuff. Single barrel, barrel number 508. If you can find it, from Berry Brothers and Rudd, and you can get it for a price of 129 euros, around there, and you can afford it, go for it. So, WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskey, single cask bourbon. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for liking. Share this video. Tell other people about these types of products you can get in America, even though it's bourbon. Crazy, isn't it? Thanks. All the best. See you soon. Bye-bye.